Have you ever wondered what secrets hide deep in Florida's mysterious swamps? What if I told you that somewhere in the misty Everglades, there might be a creature that smells like rotten eggs but has a heart full of loneliness? Today we meet Maya, a brave young nature photographer who discovers that the scariest legends sometimes hide the most beautiful truths. This is the story of the mystery of the skunk ape, a tale born from real Florida folklore that has puzzled explorers for decades. Maya's adventure will take her through moss-draped cypress trees and bubbling marshlands, where she'll learn that courage isn't about being fearless, but about choosing kindness when others choose fear. Will Maya solve the mystery that has baffled grown-ups for years? Can she prove that sometimes the most misunderstood creatures need our help the most? Let's discover together what happens when one girl's curiosity leads her to the most surprising friendship of all. Every morning, in the small town of Ochope, Florida, 12-year-old Maya Rodriguez packed her camera bag with the care of a treasure hunter. The humid air carried the sweet scent of orange blossoms mixed with the earthy smell of nearby swamplands. Spanish moss hung from ancient oak trees like nature's curtains, whispering secrets in the gentle breeze. Maya lived for these dawn expeditions into the Everglades with her grandmother, Abuela Rosa, who knew every bird call and plant name in the vast wetlands. Each sunrise found them wading through shallow waters, photographing herons, alligators, and the countless wonders hiding in America's most mysterious wilderness. But this morning felt different. The usual symphony of frogs and insects had gone strangely quiet, as if the swamp itself was holding its breath. Maya adjusted her camera strap and noticed something odd: large, muddy footprints leading deeper into the cypress grove, footprints unlike anything she'd seen in her nature guidebooks. "Abuela," Maya whispered, pointing to the mysterious tracks. "What could have made these?" Her grandmother's eyes grew wide with recognition and ancient worry. Abuela Rosa knelt beside the enormous footprints, her weathered hands tracing the air above them without touching. "Mija," she said softly, "these look like the tracks from the old stories, stories of El Monstruo del Pantano, what the English speakers call the skunk ape." Maya's heart hammered with excitement rather than fear. She'd heard whispered tales around campfires about a large ape-like creature that roamed the Everglades, leaving behind an awful smell and blurry photographs. Most people dismissed these stories as nonsense, but here was evidence right in front of them. Footprints nearly twice the size of her father's work boots, pressed deep into the soft mud beside their favorite photography spot. "We have to follow them," Maya declared, already checking her camera battery. "Absolutely not." Abuela Rosa stood firmly, blocking Maya's path deeper into the swamp. "If there really is something out there, it could be dangerous. These creatures are said to be territorial, and the smell alone could knock you over." But Maya had inherited her grandmother's stubborn streak, along with her love for nature's mysteries. She spent the entire day researching online, discovering dozens of reported skunk ape sightings throughout South Florida. Witnesses described a 7-foot-tall, reddish-brown creature with glowing eyes and an unbearable odor like rotting garbage mixed with skunk spray. The more Maya read, the more convinced she became that this wasn't a monster at all, but a misunderstood animal. Every scary description sounded like a creature trying to protect itself, not attack others. That evening, she made a decision that would change everything. Before dawn, Maya slipped out of the house with her camera, a backpack full of fresh fruit, and a heart full of determination. She left a note for Abuela Rosa explaining that some mysteries were too important to ignore, especially if a lonely creature needed help. The pre-dawn Everglades felt like stepping into another world. Mist rose from the dark water like ghostly dancers, and every sound seemed amplified in the stillness. Maya followed the muddy trail deeper than she'd ever ventured before, past the safety of familiar paths. That's when Maya realized she wasn't just tracking the skunk ape. Something was tracking her too. A powerful, nauseating smell hit Maya like a wall. Imagine the worst garbage mixed with rotten eggs and skunk spray. Her eyes watered and she had to breathe through her mouth to keep from gagging. Through the morning mist, a massive shadow moved between the cypress trees, and Maya found herself face to face with Florida's most legendary mystery. The skunk ape stood nearly 8 feet tall, covered in reddish-brown fur, matted with mud and moss. Maya's first instinct screamed, "Run!" But her photographer's eye noticed something that stopped her cold. The creature's eyes weren't fierce or threatening. They were sad, deeply and profoundly sad, like those of an animal who had been alone for far too long. Instead of fleeing, Maya slowly reached into her backpack and pulled out a ripe mango. "I'm not here to hurt you," she whispered, placing the fruit on a fallen log between them. "I think you're just lonely, aren't you?" The skunk ape tilted its massive head, studying this small human who showed no fear, only kindness. It approached cautiously, picked up the mango with surprisingly gentle hands, and took a bite. For the first time in the creature's long, solitary life, someone had offered friendship instead of fear. Click. Maya's camera captured the most extraordinary moment of trust. As the morning sun broke through the canopy, Maya realized the truth that had eluded scientists and monster hunters for decades. The skunk ape wasn't a monster at all, but the last of its kind, desperately lonely and using its terrible smell as protection from a world that had forgotten how to listen to nature's gentler voices. Maya's heart rate slowly returned to normal as she sat peacefully beside the most misunderstood creature in all of Florida. The skunk ape, who she decided to call Cypress in her mind, finished the mango and made soft, rumbling sounds that almost sounded like purring. The terrible smell began to fade, as if Cypress no longer felt the need to defend himself from this kind young visitor. In that quiet moment, Maya understood something profound about courage and compassion. Real bravery wasn't about facing scary things without fear. It was about choosing to see past fear, to find the truth underneath. She had approached a legend with an open heart and discovered a friend who just needed someone to understand. When Maya finally returned home, she found Abuela Rosa waiting with worried eyes that quickly turned to wonder as Maya shared her incredible photographs and story. Sometimes the greatest discoveries happen when we choose curiosity over fear. From that day forward, Maya became Cypress's secret guardian, bringing fresh fruit weekly to their special meeting place in the deep Everglades. The lonely creature had found a friend, and Maya had discovered that legends sometimes just need someone brave enough to listen with their heart. Every time Maya sees Spanish moss dancing in the breeze, or smells the rich earth of the wetlands, she remembers that the most extraordinary friendships can bloom in the most unexpected places. Sometimes the scariest stories hide the most beautiful truths of all. The greatest lesson Maya learned wasn't about legendary creatures. It was about the power of approaching the unknown with kindness instead of fear. We all have moments when something or someone seems scary or different, but Maya showed us that curiosity and compassion can reveal truths that fear never could. Next time you encounter something that seems frightening or misunderstood, remember Maya's courage. You have the same ability to see past surface fears and discover the real story underneath. What would happen if we all chose to listen with our hearts before we judge with our eyes? Tell us in the comments, what mysterious creature would you want to befriend? Have you ever discovered that something scary was actually just misunderstood? Share this story with someone who loves mysteries and adventures. Don't forget to like and follow our channel. We upload one magical story daily to help you learn English while discovering the wonder in every tale.